What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of The Rescue. This film, of course, is directed by Dante. Now, before we begin, hey, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button and comment below on any video that you watch, including this one. So this movie, The Rescue, is Dante Lam's third film with the help of the Chinese government of this kind of first responder saga that basically follows different units and, the Chinese government, for instance, like the police force or, of course, the Navy and now the Coast Guard unit. And we have a character who's played by Peng, who plays Gao, and he's an individual who has a son, but he's well respected as a Coast Guard and has had friends who, of course, have left the Coast Guard because they can't handle it and so on and so forth. And in the process, he, with the help of this character named Fang, who's one of the few female Coast Guard pilots, basically go around, as Coast Guards are meant to do, rescue people from harrowing situations like an airplane crash or an oil tanker disaster, oil rig disaster, so on and so forth. And in essence, it basically follows him as he has to not only take care of his son, but, be the kind of responsible individual, kind of pushes, people forward, and kind of the hard nature and the above approach of what these people have to do, basically going above and beyond the call of duty. And in essence, it's about what it's like to be a Chinese Coast Guard individual. And with that said, it gets into the nuts and bolts of how they train, how they rescue people, the kind of nature of how crazy it can be. And in essence, it's what a Coast Guard documentary, if it weren't a movie, would be kind of similar to being. So with that said, with the idea of this movie, this is the type of movie similar to something like The 800, where this movie would play extremely well in China. And, it's made a couple $100 million, but these types of movies would make $600 to $700 to $800 million, just for the simple fact that it is a very nationalistic view on their society. It's how they view their heroics and stuff like that. And it's the type of films that the Chinese individual or the people from China really enjoy outside of, like American films and stuff like that. So it was no surprise that this movie was really, really popular. Like I said, Peng is a huge star, and it's a movie that, deals with the Coast Guard, which is a very important unit of any type of military. So this movie finally came over here. It's been over in, like I said, released in China for quite a while now. And I was really looking forward to it. The only bad thing is the only time that I could go was when it was playing in English dub. And I'm going to be fairly honest, I don't like watching English dub movies because they are usually never very good. The characters, the English actors are never really that great. And it gives you like weird inauthentic view of the kind of characteristics of the actors. Like, for instance, when they dub children, it really feels off, and especially in this movie in particular. But it makes the movie kind of lesser than it should be. But I wanted to see this movie. I went to see this movie, and I really enjoyed the movie outside of the English dub. The only thing else I didn't like was the romantic stuff, and it feels too comedic to me, in my own opinion. But that might be how how that works in these types of movies. Like I said, that's just my ignorance or whatever. But where I think this movie really excels, and it's really interesting to see Dante Lam did pretty much all the action and choreography and stuff like that, is in the action itself. When they do the Coast Guard stuff, when they go out and rescue people, and like I said, an airplane or an oil rig or an oil tanker, it's really quite good. It's really quite entertaining. It's some of the best action I've seen this year or in the last couple of years. It's just, there's something like truly kind of grounded and truly harrowing and truly just awe-inspiring to watch these, Coast Guard units just sacrifice themselves, go above and beyond. Like I said, there's an airplane disaster sequence in this movie that is top-notch. It's one of the best action sequences I've seen in a while. It gets to a point where like it crashes in the ocean. You watch the nuts and bolts of these individuals kind of just risk their life to save people who, some of them were dead because it's rated R, some of them were dead, some of them were alive, and they have to like pick and choose who they can save before the thing sinks. And it's really interesting to see, like, them attach cables to lift up the nose of the tail of the airplane and stuff like that. And that's what makes it really fascinating to watch this type of movie, really interesting to watch this type of movie, because it really feels authentic. Even though if this movie is a fantasy or not true, the nature of what the Coast Guard has to do is really quite amazing to watch. And like I said, those action set pieces outside of some CGI effects are really well done. Like I said, the other issue though I have with this movie, like I said, was the romantic stuff. This is stuff dealing with the kid, is stuff dealing with like just the home life of these individuals. Because the music is, pretty decent in this movie, but when it hits those sequences, I really started to feel like this was a comedy. And in these types of movies, maybe, like I said, I'm not sure if this is how, these types of movies are played in China, but when it got to those parts, I'm like, this really is throwing me off. It's making me not like this movie as much. I'm like, when they do like the nuts and bolts of how they train and stuff like that, that's when it gets good. But when they do like the romantic stuff, it just kind of falls by the wayside. But with that said, the acting is pretty good in this movie. It is done really well done. And I just think it's a movie that if you can go in and understand the point they're trying to make, I think you'll enjoy it as well. And I understand the people who will watch this review will question, the whole idea of what they're trying to present. But I think as a movie, as a product, as a idea of what the Chinese government is trying to portray, I think it does a pretty nice job of even portraying what it's like just as a typical Coast Guard unit. So overall, it makes me want to see the other two films. I'm interested to see what Dante Lam does next, dynamite choreography and stuff like that. So it's a really decent film. I definitely recommend it if you have any interest. So, but that's it. That's my take on this film, The Rescue. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite Coast Guard rescue movie is. Do you like that movie with Ashton Kutcher, Kevin Costner that I can't remember the name of? What's your favorite? So anyways, let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like the video, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.